Back at it again, and we've got some recent leaks. Like, share, comment, hit that subscribe button if you are new. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button too. And after you do that, make sure you hit the bell button that's next to it so you're notified when these videos drop. All right? Appreciate you. And with that being said, let's dive in.
New Fox News polls show Donald Trump and Nikki Haley beating President Biden in a hypothetical 2024 general election matchup. Same poll shows Ron DeSantis in a tie with Biden at 47%. But the president thinks all these polls are the problem.
Mr. President, why are you losing to Trump in the polls?
Wrong polls. Fox News contributor and columnist for The Messenger, Joe Concha, joins me now. Joe, what polls is Biden reading? Because, quite frankly, every poll that I saw out this month shows him losing to Trump, losing to Haley, in a tie with DeSantis, if not losing to DeSantis.
And Todd, we're even seeing polls now that show President Biden as low as 33% approval. Let's put that in context. We are now entering the kind of territory Richard Nixon was in 1974 before he resigned. You have to go back to the same questions when you're talking about this president that most likely Americans are asking every day. Is he too old? Yes. Is he mentally or physically capable to do the job? No. Is he mentally or physically capable to do the job for another 4 years? No. Will he improve or decline with age? I think that's the rhetorical question to end all rhetorical questions. We know the answer. And anyone out there can Google right now President Biden's schedule. On Friday, he had two items on his schedule, Todd. He received the daily intelligence briefing in the mid-morning, and then he had lunch with Vice President Kamala Harris. That's it. Nothing over the weekend. And then today, absolutely nothing outside of receiving the daily intelligence briefing at 11 a.m. more than 5 hours from now, because apparently our enemies like to sleep in on Mondays after a long weekend. This is completely unacceptable. I get that he's 81, and if he wants to be at the local golf course and be a starter there, that's fine. But he's president of the United States, and he barely works, and it shows, unfortunately, Todd.
Barack Obama, meantime, reportedly worried about Joe Biden losing the 2024 election. Person familiar with Obama tells the Wall Street Journal that Joe Biden's former boss, quote, knows this is going to be a close race and feels that Democrats very well could lose the 2024 election. That person also says Obama worries that the alternative is pretty dangerous for democracy. On that first part, Joe, is this the kind of report that Obama's people maybe put out there in order to get Joe to bow out gracefully?
I think it was Freud who said there are no accidents and there are no consequences. Right, Todd? So when you look at David Axelrod, for example, who's very close to former President Obama, when he goes on national television and basically begs Joe Biden to drop out of this race, there is a reason for that. It's Axelrod talking, yes, but it's more Obama talking. And now you hear from other people close to Barack Obama saying that this could be a situation where Democrats lose the White House. They're very much in jeopardy of losing the Senate when you consider they have to defend West Virginia and Montana, for example, and Ohio. This could be the type of situation where Donald Trump not only wins, but he has the Senate and the House as well to pass whatever he chooses to pass as far as the border and as far as energy and as far as crime and the economy and so on. So when we hear these warnings, they are very, very real. Democrats are panicking at this point because they know if it's not Joe Biden, who are you going to take off the bench? Who is Mariano Rivera that's going to come out of the bullpen and save the party? And right now, there aren't very good alternatives when you look at who is on the Democratic bench. So that's where we are at this point. We have Donald Trump winning poll after poll, Nikki Haley winning by 17 points in a recent poll. And they know that if it's Biden versus any GOP candidate, there's a good chance they'll lose. Not a great chance, but a very good chance.
Yeah, Sandman's not entering for the Democrats anytime soon. They'd be happy to get Armando Benitez at this point. That's a very specific reference for baseball fans out there.
So, yeah, you got the Obamas panicking now. Yo. And to think about it, like I've heard some Republicans say Biden needs to step aside, Biden needs to step down. No, he doesn't. He needs to stay in the race. Stay in the race. Stick it out. Come on, Biden. I'm cheering Biden on at this point. Come on, Biden. Make it to the 2024 election, Biden. Please. Please. I'm begging you. Please. You know? But, yeah, they did say something pretty interesting there. Trump is leading in every single poll that there is. Okay, I'll take that back. There have been like 2 polls in the past like month that have said Biden could win. I don't see it. I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening. Too many people are watching. Too many people are paying attention. Too many people are tired of this establishment absolutely destroying our lives, taking our money, spending it somewhere else instead of here on American soil. People are tired. People are sick and tired. People are tired of being lied to and kicked and just, oh my goodness, having their cities overrun with crime. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I mean, mainstream media has no choice but to admit it now. And it's hilarious watching it. It is hilarious watching mainstream media have to admit their guy, the guy that they have been covering for, is going to lose.
Kristen, this doesn't seem to be hurting Republicans, at least when in a vacuum, when you look at these polls. Brand new CNN poll showing major warning signs for Biden in 2 key battleground states. In Michigan, Donald Trump leads President Biden by 5 points, 49 to 44. Trump's lead is double in Georgia, 50% to Biden's 40%. And these new numbers come just as Trump is not only skipped another Republican debate, but also skipped his planned testimony in his New York fraud case today. Clearly, there is also this strategy, as we've discussed before, that his team, whether or not Donald Trump is aware of this, seems to think that the less the public sees of him, the better.
Well, if you look at those poll numbers, maybe they're onto something.
Yeah.
And when you talk about this,
How can you say the less people see him? Trump has been doing rallies. He was literally just at another UFC event. He went to a football game before that. I want to say he's gone to like multiple football games, big, college football games. So how is he pulling the Biden method? That's what they're saying. That like he's just running and hiding in his basement until the 2024 election. No, he's been out in the public quite a bit. Quite a bit, if I do say so myself. I'm sure he'd be out there more if y'all didn't throw a bunch of BS indictments on him. Sure, he'd be campaigning a lot more.
Meantime, the Associated Press has a poll out about how people view each party's potential nominee. Former President Trump, as far as voters satisfied with the former president. Democrats, not surprisingly, 8%. Republicans at 65%. Overall, you see 31%. If you look at the same poll, voters satisfied with President Biden, Democrats are fewer than Republicans are satisfied with Trump. And then you see the overall at 27 versus 31. How do you read into this, and does it match what we're seeing in other polls?
I think it does.
Hey, and listen, as I always say with these types of videos, say it with me, y'all. Y'all used to this by now. Well, most of you guys. I know we do got some new folks, and to those that are new, welcome. Okay, welcome. But when I make these types of videos, one thing that you can always bet on. There's more.
All right, brand new this morning, Donald Trump makes polling history. In the new Des Moines Register poll of Republican caucus goers, Donald Trump now holds a 32-point lead at 51%, the biggest lead ever at this point. CNN's Jeff Zeleny is joining us right now. Jeff, the former president gaining support despite the multiple criminal cases against him.
Good morning, Frederica. Look, 5 weeks before the Iowa caucuses open this Republican presidential nominating process, Donald Trump is stronger than ever. You can see the numbers right there, 51%. That is just crossing the threshold for a majority of support. Nikki Haley, who's been rising in other states, really has been stable or flatlining a bit in Iowa. And the Florida governor, Ron DeSantis, of course, is increased a touch. When you take a look inside the reason why this might be, take a look at this number. I'm really focused on this morning. 63% of first-time Iowa caucus goers are supporting the former president. What that means is this. That means that his campaign is in a much stronger position than it was 8 years ago when they were just sort of struggling to organize. Now they are going out to find Donald Trump supporters who may not have participated in the Iowa caucuses before. It's sort of an inside process. There's a series of neighborhood meetings across the state on a Monday night in Iowa. They are going after those first-time caucus goers. So this is contributing to his rise in support. So this certainly is disappointing to some of his rivals who are also trying to expand the electorate, if you will. So far, it's expanding to Donald Trump.
We want Trump. We want Trump. We want Trump. Hey, Trump is for the people, baby. And the people have realized that we have been lied to. We've been backstabbed. Oh, man. This stuff is beautiful. I am so happy to see my American brothers and sisters waking up the same way that I did in realizing what the actual truth is. You know, it is chef's kiss. It is so wonderful to see. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But say it with me, y'all. There's more.
Biden is losing support from a key constituency, black voters, with only 62% saying they would vote for the president. Well, let me put that number into perspective. In 2020, President Biden won 87% of the black vote. A slide in black support is deeply concerning because every Democrat elected president has needed a coalition of voters to win the White House. And here's why. No Democrat running for president has won a white vote since 1964. Because of that, African-American voters have been vital to Democrats' presidential ambitions. Because black women are the most loyal Democratic voters, they are considered the bedrock of the party. But there's now a growing effort to shore up the support of black men. This week at the White House, Biden's aides met with several influential Democratic black men to discuss how to address the decline in the president's popularity among such a crucial group of voters. So what did you discuss at this meeting?
Yeah. It's all burning down. We gotta meet with the black celebrities. Bring the black celebrities in. We gotta have a meeting. Whoa, man. The panic is setting in. We don't care who you meet with, Joe. I mean, I kind of do care about, I want to know who you met with. I'm kind of curious, you know. But I don't care about their opinion or what they say. Oh, don't vote for Trump. Don't vote for Trump. You know, like Snoop did. What was that? This is probably 3 months. No, I don't know. Snoop did it at one point in time, not very long ago, within the past year. I don't remember exactly when it was, but oh, you a stupid. I think he said like you a stupid MF if you vote for Trump or something like that. And I'm like, really, bro? Really? Weren't you one of the rappers that was rapping about Trump back in the day? Ain't you one of the? Nah, you know, I'm a chill out. I'm a chill out. I could go on a long rant about that. But once again, as I always say with these clips, baby, say it with me, y'all. 1, 2, 3. There's more.
Yet another poll this week showing President Biden losing in the must-win battleground states that he won in 2020 to former President Trump. The latest polling from CNN shows in battleground states that Biden previously won, like Michigan and Georgia, Trump holds a lead of at least 5 points, 49-44 in Georgia, 50-40 in Michigan. It's not counting the people who say they won't vote for either candidate. This is on top of a New York Times battleground poll from a few weeks ago that showed Trump beating Biden in 5 of 6 battleground states. Those races would likely be close. But this poll from the Wall Street Journal also shows Nikki Haley trouncing Biden in a general election matchup by 17 points, 51-34. So I keep wondering, why aren't Democrats like freaking out, truly freaking out, and more actively talking about someone other than Biden? A, quote, generic Democrat beats Trump by 8 points in those same battleground states from the New York.
I'll tell you why they aren't panicking publicly. One is because they're organized. Democrats are very organized. As much as I, don't like Democrats, or I think I think their policies are absolutely terrible. And some of them are truly terrible people, in my humble opinion. I think some of them do have good intentions, right? They feel or think that they're doing the right thing. I do believe some of them. But I also do believe a lot of them know exactly what they're doing, right? But with that being said, they're organized, right? Top to bottom. That's one thing that Republicans don't have that I believe Republicans will have following 2024. Because once Trump gets back in office and we get some more, kind of MAGA, right? Since that's the label now, MAGA conservatives, MAGA Republicans into the House and into the Senate, I think we'll start washing out the establishment Republicans out of there, like the Lindsey Grahams, in those. And obviously we got rid of, goodness gracious, Liz Cheney, another establishment Republican. We're getting rid of Kevin McCarthy. Well, he's getting rid of himself. But that's also great news. I think the establishment will be pushed out and we'll get true Republicans in there, and then we'll be able to strategize and be on one accord the same way that Democrats are. And it'll be a beautiful thing. But that's one thing. The other thing is they've talked to Biden. I'm sure they've gone to Biden several times at this point, right? Probably once a week at this point, and have asked him to step down in some way, shape, or fashion. And he's told them no. He's flat out looked them in the face and said, no, I'm staying. And at that point, what do? You can't create a bunch of turmoil in your own party. That's going to look really, really bad in the public eye. You guys fighting amongst each other? That's a guaranteed way to lose. Absolutely guaranteed way. So they have to remain quiet about it and keep it behind closed doors as much as possible. All right, they have to keep it behind closed doors as much as possible. So that's what I think it is. They are panicking. It's just not in the public eye. They've kept it behind closed doors amongst just a few of them. And the few of them have gotten together and realized, all right, this guy ain't stepping down. So we got to relay this message to the rest of everybody. This is who we're going with. And it is what it is. This is the messaging. Right. And so you've seen most of them come back out for at least for a while and say, hey, basically Joe Biden's our candidate. Now you've seen a couple of them kind of veer away from that a little bit, which is a little strange. And we'll see what comes of that. Maybe they'll get the what's the mayor of New York? Goodness gracious. Why can't I think of his name? The black guy whose campaign manager got a visit from the FBI. We'll see if they all get some visits from the FBI. You know what I'm saying? But all seriousness, I can't wait until 2024 to that election. Oh boy. Oh boy. Man, it is going to be a glorious day. It is going to be one that we will remember for a lifetime. For the right reasons. I'm sure of it. Peace and love, family. I'm out.